Queen, as you will be well aware, loved Scotland, and she loved all the Scottish traditions, especially the Highland Games. And the thing is, it just so happens that in Nottinghamshire we can boast about our own Highland Games champion. He's called Mark Stevenson, and he's a joiner from Mansfield. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
I mean, you must have seen footage over the weekend and seen pictures of Scotland and all these traditions. And in lots of ways, you've been part of a great tradition. I mean, the Highland Games goes back so very long.
Yes, it does. It's very traditional, and it's events that you can't really practice in the gym.
No, absolutely. I mean, you didn't. Am I right in thinking that you didn't compete in Scotland? However, the traditions, the rules, the events are still all the same.
Yeah, that's correct. I competed in Rotherham at the Rotherham show.
And what events did you take part in? Because we've all seen, things like the caber toss happen, and again, it's a tradition that we see and sort of admire. Although we might not all decide that we want to join in with that particular thing in the way that you did. But so, what events were there?
Well, the first event was log press, which is a traditional event, as well as the caber toss, stone throw. And there was a dinny stone hold, and you got to walk carrying a big stone as well.
I mean, you make walk carrying a big stone sound, I'm sure, far easier than it actually was. How big is the big stone that you're talking about?
The one at the Rotherham Games was in the region of 150 kilos.
Yeah, that's more than a big stone, let's be honest. But it is important that events like this continue and that those traditions are maintained, is it not?
Yes, it is. Us as the competitors, we really enjoy it. And Mandy's to put the events on, they do a proper top-notch job of it.
Now, you've got a young daughter. She must be incredibly proud of you.
Yeah, she is. She's one of my driving forces of why I do this. As long as she grows up being proud of her daddy, and it inspires her to take up sport when she's older, I've done my job.
And of course, as a sport, lots of people, lots of different sports help you to keep fit and maintain a level of fitness. Is that the same with this? Because the sort of events that they're very specific, but you still manage to keep fit across the board.
Yeah, I like to keep my body weight quite low, so I'm under 105 kilo, which is what I normally compete at. But I also like to do running and a lot of the repetition work rather than just going really heavy all the time.
And once you become, once you win events like this, what happens then? Do you move on to different events to compete in other cities or countries?
Well, winning the Rotherham, it gave me qualification to the Peak District Highland Games, which is held in Matlock every year.
And you can see why the Queen liked this sport so much.
Oh yeah, there's at the Matlock Games there was about 2,500 people there this year watching.
It's incredible, really. Obviously, very sad news of the passing of the Queen. How did you feel about that?
It's just an upsetting time for everybody in the whole country, really. We've not known this for 70 years, so it's just into the unknown at the moment.
And lots of, I think, off the back of that, we've all seen traditional ceremonies that we've not seen before, and in many ways, I for one, I like to see those things. I think it's nice to see tradition not be lost and taken over by with technology and that kind of thing. And I guess the same can be said with the Highland Games. It is what it is, and it's not changing.
That's it. It makes us proud to be British. It's our heritage, and that's what we need to keep alive.
Absolutely right. Thank you for taking the time to chat to us. Mark, I wish you all the very best in your next competition, whatever that will be. Just before you go, how do you practice carrying the weight of stones that you do in this contest? Like you said, you can't go and do it at the gym. How do you do that?
You can buy specialist equipment, but not all gyms have it. And you can load the weights onto it and pull it along or pick it up and push it.
It made it sound very simple, but I'm sure it's not. Mark, thank you for taking the time to chat to us. It's lovely to talk to you this morning. And as we said, traditions are exactly what they are. They're traditions, and they should be protected, and they should be enjoyed when we witness them. Gabrielle now. The Queen, as you will be well aware, loved Scotland, and she loved all the Scottish traditions, especially the Highland Games. And the thing is, it just so happens that in Nottinghamshire we can boast about our own Highland Games champion. He's called Mark Stevenson, and he's a joiner from Mansfield. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
I mean, you must have seen footage over the weekend and seen pictures of Scotland and all these traditions, and in lots of ways.